Hi, Ellie here from the Dark Imp. Today I'm going to show you how to play Beach Life. To play Beach Life you need one of these pieces of paper, the placemat. For each person that's playing you need 3 dice, regular 6-sided dice, any colours, it doesn't matter, and a pencil or a pen. Now, in Beach Life, you all play simultaneously. So one person rolls all 3 dice and everyone uses these 3 dice rolls to do something on their own placemat. Each player is going to choose 2 of the 3 numbers shown to use on their placemat. So let's go through what they mean. Okay, so one of these dice is going to be used for, so let's say that I'm choosing these 2 dice. I'm going to select one to be the game number. So if I choose 5, it would be the crab. And one of them to be the number that I'm going to use within the game. So I would put a 4 in this game number 5. I could choose the number 4 dice to be the game. That's the sea snail, number 4. And I could use the number 5 dice within the game. That means I'm going to put a 5 where I can in this game. I don't, of course, have to choose that combination. I can choose this combination. I could use the number 2 game, that's razor clams, and put a 4 in it. Or I could choose the number 4 game and put a 2 in it. Or I could have a different combination. I could choose the number 2 game and put a 5 in it, or the number 5 game and put a 2 in it. That's your choice every time. You choose which of the 3 dice, which 2 of the 3 you're going to use, and which you're going to use to represent the game number, which you're going to use to represent the number you are putting within that game. Now, the rules of each mini game are written next to the mini game, and the rules of how to play the whole game are written here. So if you ever forget anything, you should be able to refer to it quickly. But let's just very briefly talk through the mini games. So in the oysters game, what you're trying to do is you're trying to check off these boxes next to each oyster. When you've checked off all the boxes next to an oyster, you're going to get the number on the oyster's pearl. So to get the number 5, you're going to check off all 3 of these 5 boxes. Same with the number 6. To get the number 1 and the number 2, you only need to check off 1 box in each case. At the end of the game, you're going to count up how many of the pearls you've got, and you're going to add them up and put them in that box there. The razor clams game, in any order, just like the oysters, you can tick off these numbers. So if you've chosen to use a 2 to show the game and a 3, then you're going to tick off one of these 2 3s within the game. Or if it's a 5, you're going to tick off one of the 5s. They can be done in any order, just like the oyster game. At the end of the game, you're going to count up how many completed clams you've got, and that's how many points you're going to get. So if you've got all 4 completed clams, you're going to get 28 points. If you've only got 1, you'll get 4. Game 3 is the starfish game. This is a little bit different because you can't do these in any order. You must start here on starfish 1, on this arm, and then when you've done this one, you're going to move to this one, and then you're going to move to this one, and then you're going to move to this one, then this one, and then you're going to go into the tummy in the middle. Once you've finished this starfish, you're going to go here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and into the tummy on number 2. You don't need to put the numbers in these arms, you can just tick them off. To go in this one here, you can get any number at all, greater than or equal to 1, that's any of the numbers. Here, any number except a 1. It says greater than or equal to 2. And they go up around here. Here you need a 5 or a 6, just to tick it off. Once you get into the middle, you can take any number, but be aware that whatever number you put in the middle, you're going to multiply that times 2, and that's going to give you your points for this starfish. Then you come around to this starfish. When you've got a number in the middle here, you're going to get 4 times that number. So that's the starfish. Sea snail, similar to starfish, you have to start here and work around the shell. So the first number you're going to put in is going to be in this one, this one, this one, this one. You're just going to follow this line all the way around. To get to get points, you need to have the same number multiple times in a quadrant. So I don't know if you can see. Let's have a look. There are these dotted lines which show the quadrants. So you need to get the same numbers in multiple of these boxes to score points. If you get the same number twice on two of these, then you're going to get 2 points. If you get all three the same number, you're going to get 7 points. And it gets greater as you go around. So if you manage to put all numbers and get all the way around to the end, you have a chance of scoring the 10 as well. So you're trying to get the same number in each of the quadrants as you go round. Game 5 is the crab game. You start here near the crab and you're trying to get the crab down to the water. So here you can put any number. Here, next to it, you've got to put a number that is 1 greater or 1 less than the previous number. And that's the same all the way along the beach. 1 greater than or 1 less than the previous number. You can't put the same number. In addition, there's another restriction. You can see these sections of the beach here. To go in this section, you can have any number. But to go here, it's got to be a 5 or less. To go here, it's got to be a 4 or less. 3 or less, or 2 or less. So these three numbers here are only going to be a 1, a 2 and a 1, or a 2, a 2, 1 and a 2. You're going to get the points according to which section of the beach you have completed. So if you get your numbers all the way up to here, let's say, to here, you score 12. If you get them up to here, you also score 12. If you get them up to all the way to the end, you're going to score 30 points. If you only get up to here, you're going to score 2 points. So you look at the last fully completed section and that's the number of points you're going to get. Now, 3 times during the game, you can also take the third dice. So let's say we'll take a 4 to represent game number 4. And we'll take another 4 to put a 4 in this box here. And then I'm going to take the extra dice, the third dice, and I'm going to use that within the same game. You've always got to use it in the same game, but you can use an extra number 5 times during the game. When you've used the third dice, you cross off one of these extra boxes so that you've got a maximum of 5 times. When you throw a 6, didn't manage to do it. When you throw a 6, if you want to, you can choose to use the 6 to represent the game number. Now, there isn't a game 6, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So instead, you can use the 6 to be any game. So if you throw a 6, you can say, oh, brilliant, I'm going to use this to be a 5, and then I'm going to use a 5 within the game. So that means you could write a 5 here. So 6s are wild in terms of game selection, but they're not in terms of what you can do in the game. The only advantage you get of using the 6 is is the game choosing, that you can choose any game. Other than that, 6s are played within each game as normal. If you are the first person to complete a full game, you're going to get some points for that. So whenever you finish a game, whether you're first or not, you're going to shout out the name of the game. So if I've checked off all of these boxes, all 12 of these boxes in oysters, I'm going to shout out oysters. Now, if I'm the first person to shout out oysters in the whole game, I'm going to get 5 points, and I'm going to write it here. If I'm not the first person, so once somebody else has shouted it, everybody else is going to put an X here. If it so happens that more than one person completes a game on the same round, that's fine. Everybody that's completed it that round, as long as nobody else has done it before, they'll get 5 points. So remember, 5 points if you're first, and put an X through it if you're not. That'll remind you that the points have gone. So if you're first to complete Sea Snail, for example, you'll shout Sea Snail, and you'll put your 5 there. If you can't use a throw, if you've marked off everything and there's nothing you can do with a throw, I can't do anything with this throw, you're going to have to cross off one of these no throw boxes, put an X through it. The game ends as soon as one person, anyone, has got 3 no throws that have been crossed off, then that's the end of the game. Everybody stops at the end of that round. Any player that has some of these left, they're going to score 10 points for each of those no throws that they haven't crossed through. Then you total up the points, including the first for 5s. You work out how many you've scored for each game, and you put your total score down here and see who's the winner. That's Beach Life.